For almost 10 years, viewers have been privy to the lifestyles of the world's wealthiest individuals. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is the reason behind it all. The majority of people can only fantasize about what it would be like to live in the 90,210, but seeing the lives of the people who actually do is the next best thing. Kyle Richards is someone who has unquestionably been making waves in the past few years. After her 27-year marriage to Mauricio Umansky ended, her life took a turn. In a recent interview with US Weekly, Richards discussed her new life and the reasons she almost left the program. Reasons Kyle Richards nearly left Rhobh. Everyone finds divorce to be an incredibly difficult process. Assuming you are a famous person, it is probably 10 times worse. But it wasn't the reason Richards wanted to step away from the camera. She described how being the center of attention at all times made her feel like everyone was looking at her critically. The speaker Richards noted, "I didn't want to subject myself to the scrutiny after going through the worst 2 years of my life. A lot of the actors didn't make me feel supported, so I just wanted to run away for a bit. Feeling the want to hide out in a forest hut and avoid people is very natural. When you're in the midst of your darkest hour, this becomes much more apparent." But Richards ultimately determined that seclusion wasn't in her best interest after much consideration. She also explained, "We have a lot of fun times too, and the producers are family to me at this point, so I knew that would be another loss for me. The day my husband was going to leave was almost here." After a few weeks, Richards anticipated missing the producers and her co-stars. She understood that she could rely on them during these difficult times. Richards knows that the show's cast and crew will support her no matter what, even though the ride isn't always smooth. Are Mauricio Umansky and Kyle Richards going to make up? Richards also discussed the fact that she and Umansky had not officially filed for a divorce. He has recently moved out, and the pair is currently exploring their next move. "I am uncertain about the future with Mauricio and me at this moment," the reality TV star admitted frankly. "We adore one another. That is a simple portion. Finding out what comes next is the hard part. He doesn't reside here, and we're still working through the issues. We're not divorced." People on the show assumed I was hiding information from them because they felt entitled to answers. But the truth is that I'm working it out on my own. Taking a break from one another can be just what a couple needs to reawaken their romance. This aids in their understanding of the other person's worth. The future of Richards and Umansky is uncertain, but viewers are eager for some answers. Do you think it's a good idea that Kyle Richards is officially returning to Rhobh? When Kyle Richards first signed on to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills back in 2010, she never imagined she'd become the last original diamond holder standing. She was the younger sister of the glamorous Kathy Hilton, the niece of Hollywood royalty, the former child actress who everyone knew as the sweet but feisty mom of 4. But reality TV? That was supposed to be just another short-lived gig, something to do for fun, maybe boost her acting career, and get back to normal life when the cameras stopped rolling. Except they never did. 14 seasons, countless fights, one iconic bunny returned at a reunion, and a string of broken friendships later, Kyle is Rhobh. Her face is synonymous with the glittering opening credits and the swirl of drama that made the franchise a pop culture phenomenon. And yet, behind the diamonds, the caftans, and the ever-fabulous white parties, something shifted this year, and for the first time, Kyle Richards very nearly walked away. It didn't happen all at once. The cracks started to show a few seasons ago when her closest friendships, the ones that felt like a sisterhood forged in designer heels and whispered secrets, began to fracture under the weight of cameras and confessional interviews. Her falling out with Lisa Vanderpump left scars that never quite healed. Watching fans take sides, dissecting every moment frame by frame, taught Kyle that being the nice one was never going to shield her from betrayal or the court of public opinion. And then came the onslaught of social media hate, the endless Team This and Team That hashtags, the tabloid covers speculating about her marriage to Mauricio Umansky. In the beginning, she could handle it. Kyle always prided herself on her thick skin. "It comes with the territory," she'd say with a shrug, tossing her hair back like it weighed nothing. But after a decade of being the glue that held the group together, the one who planned the trips, smoothed the fights, and often took the brunt of the backlash, Kyle started to wonder, was it really worth it anymore? Behind closed doors, things were changing too. Rumors about her marriage ran rampant. Longtime fans noticed the shift between Kyle and Mauricio. The once picture-perfect couple who seemed unshakable, she, the devoted wife and mom, he, the charismatic real estate mogul, now seemed strained. Every tabloid headline seemed to scream trouble in paradise, but Kyle stayed silent. In the middle of all that, she found herself pulled into endless cast feuds. Lisa Rinna's scorched earth confessionals, Erika Jayne's never-ending legal battles, Sutton Stiggs, Dorrit's tears, and every eye inevitably turned to Kyle, expecting her to pick a side, play mediator, be the peacemaker. It wore her down. One late night after a particularly explosive reunion taping, Kyle sat in her dressing room surrounded by hair extensions and empty champagne glasses. She stared at her reflection, eyes puffy, lashes hanging on for dear life, her diamond necklace feeling more like a noose than a badge of honor. She thought of her girls at home, her marriage, her own peace of mind. She whispered the words she'd never dared say out loud before, "Maybe it's time to go." The idea lingered for months. She talked to Mauricio about it. She cried to her sisters, well, the ones she was still speaking to. Kathy Hilton, with her own rocky history on the show, was the first to say, "Do what's best for you, baby." Kim Richards, ever unpredictable, told her, "You've given them everything. Maybe it's time you take something back." But the hardest part, she wasn't sure who she'd be without Housewives. It wasn't just a job, it was woven into her identity. It paid for the new wings on their home, helped launch her acting comeback, and gave her a brand that opened doors she never thought she'd walk through. Rhobh wasn't just a paycheck, it was a legacy. Producers tried to sweeten the deal. They dangled promises of lighter filming schedules, more control over her narrative, even a chance to shape the cast moving forward. They knew that Kyle leaving would mean more than losing a housewife. They'd lose the thread that tied Beverly Hills together. She was the constant, the heartbeat. Without Kyle, would it even be Rhobh anymore? In true Housewives fashion, word of her doubts leaked to the press. One gossip site ran a story. Kyle Richards to exit Rhobh after explosive season. The fandom went wild. Some begged her to stay. Others said it was time. The speculation spiraled, but Kyle stayed quiet. She let the rumor mill churn while she wrestled with her decision in private. Meanwhile, her daughters, now grown, watched their mother weigh what it meant to put herself first for once. Alexia urged her, "Mom, you deserve peace." Farrah told her, "This show doesn't define you." Even Portia, her youngest, said, "If it makes you sad, don't do it anymore." And still, a part of her felt like she owed it to the fans. After all, who would plan the trips to Aspen? Who would hold her friends accountable when they went too far? Who would walk into the reunion stage year after year, diamond in hand, ready to face the fire? When filming wrapped this spring, Kyle finally took her answer to the people who mattered most, her family. They gathered for a simple dinner at home. No cameras, no glam squad. Just Kyle, Mauricio, their girls, and a table full of takeout containers. She told them, "I thought about leaving. I almost did, but I'm not ready yet. I want to do it my way, on my terms, and I want the ending to feel right." They raised their glasses to her strength, her loyalty, her fire. So yes, Kyle Richards nearly left the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and maybe she still will someday soon. But for now, the diamond stays right where it belongs, in her perfectly manicured hands. Because if there's one thing the Queen of Beverly Hills has learned, it's this: you can survive the feuds, the rumors, the heartbreak. You could lose friends, make new ones, and face the harshest critics. But as long as you know who you are when the cameras stop rolling, you can weather it all. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.